Hi, it is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. And we're zooming in and focusing in on a very frequent question that I get in, and that is, what does the narcissist think about me? What is their thought pattern? What is their chain of thought? How are they assessing myself, the relationship, what I've contributed? So I want to dive in and go into that so you can really get a little bit of a handle and an understanding. And before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to those of you who have recently donated to the channel, particularly a lovely gal who's going through some tremendously difficult times with someone who is really severe, abusive, has got her into a real defunct state, a beautiful woman, a great girl, great insight, and there's so much potential in her, and she's made another contribution to the channel. So huge shout out, love you so much, thank you so much for the continued great work that you're doing, and it's an honor and privilege to be able to provide some resources and tools to help you kind of carve your way out of this situation and see the light at the end of the tunnel. So thank you so much. I want to get started and diving in a little bit more in depth now and really kind of understanding the thought pattern and of the narcissist and the psychopath, and how is it that they're really assessing another person. What is it that they're thinking? Number one, they see a vulnerability. They see a softness. They see a naivete. They see a green person who is maybe not either used to the ways of their world, the psychopathic or narcissistic thinking. So they are easy pickings. They're low-hanging fruit. They tend to see that they have an emotional or empathic side, very giving, very affectionate, always there to be there for them. And then this becomes so much in the extreme that it often even can be perceived by not only the individual but as another as a weakness. And so that vulnerability is really, when you talk about being vulnerable, it means you're open, or you're very, open to suggestion, or very impressionable. So they really kind of make this decision, an assessment, and even though they don't verbalize it, they might give little hints like, oh, you're so silly, oh, you're so stupid, oh, you clumsy, or you imbecile, and they'll give these sort of statements in a way to you with which is sort of endearing, but yet it is insultory and derogatory. And they'll look you, straight in the eye while making these sort of determinations, and then usually the person who is vulnerable or is targeted is then receiving it as kind of like, well, maybe this is the way affection should feel. Maybe this is the way affection should be. Maybe, this is just what it is. I mean, maybe this is just how relationships are supposed to feel like. I will make this sacrifice. I will, take the hits to the gut to have this sort of lovely, powerful, maybe arousing or high passionate relationship. And so, there is then this feeling then that, oh, maybe I am just their it. I am their main squeeze. I'm their teddy bear. Whatever sort of that objectified stance you begin to fall into. Now, some of that is good in healthy relationships. We do see that. But it becomes really pronounced so, and very objectifyingly so. In other words, where the narcissist is falling in love with their image of what they expect of you and not the real you. So they're falling in love with this sort of decoy, if you will. A person who they are projecting onto you to meet their expectations, but it's not kind of validated within you. And this is oftentimes a very distressing situation because it's very hard to find, define that line of why, why am I in this position? And so furthermore, they're realizing that they are then kind of disappointed because this person is they're depending on this person. So any relationship is going to be tinged with this disappointment. No one can really meet up to their standards, their needs, because it's very one-sided. They're constantly changing the rules, changing the needs, etc. And so it becomes really a losing battle. And how long you stay in the battle is up to you, but a battle it will be. And so the other issue is that, the narcissist and the psychopath unequivocally feel that they're prey, the person who they target. And keep in mind, it is very much of a predatory relationship, especially with the psychopath. They basically make the internal assessment that everyone else, it must be tough to be you, but you are the way that you are, and everyone else is more or less, quote unquote, stupid. And I use that word kind of firmly as well as loosely because they see everybody else as having some sort of flaw. They are the ultimate flaw finders. I mean, they can find flaws in anything when you would be finding beauty, beauty in something. A flaw, and they're not that it's almost as if they're scrutinizing perfectionists, but they're very glaringly flawed themselves. So it's like a projection of that flaw all the time. So it can become very, very depleting and very unfulfilling to be with on a long-term basis because it's like you're constantly trying to claw your way up the hill, but then the mudslide comes. I mean, you keep, getting slid further and further back, and then you kind of want to grow in the relationship, so there comes this positive impetus or positive reason wanting to continue, i.e. fulfill the commitment to yourself. I'm good in relationships, I'm a good this, I've given you that, and then all the investment that you've made, you don't just want to, throw it to nothing, but yet sometimes that is what you have to do. In other words, a very important thing for you to understand is that if somebody is not valuing you, they're flaw finding, and they really kind of think that their supply is weak. In other words, they're vulnerable, i.e. they have emotion, i.e. they have a heart, i.e. they want connection, joy, spontaneity, tickle each other, throw up arms, have a family, develop your professions, go traveling, live the good life, live the sweet life. The fact that you have this genuine need and then you have a trust, and then that's, betrayed because this person has gone out drinking and, gotten beside themselves, and now they've cheated, and now you found these pictures, or now you found, worse, lots of pictures or other things on the internet, double and triple lives. I mean, it becomes very awful. And it can leave people homeless, without their business, without their money, without their self-esteem, without a face that they can show the world. So when you think about what you've invested in the relationship with a narcissist or a psychopath, the time, the money, the affection, the emotions, the experiences, and then your vision moving forward, and then you feel now that you're understanding that you're with a person who's going to devalue you, and it's not going to get any better. So then now, wouldn't it be in your best interest? In other words, the best investment you can make is to make an exit strategy to make yourself strong, and not be in a relationship where someone is reflecting back to you, you're weak, you're an imbecile, you can't do this, you don't know how to make a cup of coffee, you don't know how to cut a carrot, you don't know how to sweep a floor, you don't know how to make a bed. That's not the right amount of sugar, that's 10 grains off. I mean, it becomes really excruciating, ridiculous. And I've worked with people who have been in all sorts of horrific situations where, a man is overpowering a woman, making it very, very uncomfortable for her to live, but yet it's like a ball and chain, they are stuck. And so as you can see, what you have invested, where has it gotten you in your feeling and in your relationships? Do you have traction moving forward? Do you have that solidity? Have you felt that in your body? Have you felt that security? Have you felt that peace? Have you felt that ability to be spontaneous and be free? Or is that shut down right now? And if so, and you're feeling like, your future needs or should be better, then you need to surround yourself with people who reflect the positive, the beauty, the gorgeous, the yes to you, and not reflecting back. It's like when you are in a relationship with a narcissist or a psychopath, it is like you have written on the wall the word stupid, annoying, constantly up on your wall, like a poster with which you can constantly look at and are absorbing within. So I'll give you this. If you were to put a word and write annoyed, that's a very, when you talk about feeling annoyed, that most people are really frustrated and they can't help themselves. They're beside themselves. And they constantly then project, someone who's annoyed is always going to blame whoever else it is, you know, this food isn't right, this house isn't right, etc. You know, it's raining out, it's snowing out, it's sunshine. I mean, they have annoyed themselves, frustrated themselves into a hole. So just think of it like this. This is the way how they are thinking then. If you were to write the word annoyed and put that up on your wall, and you were to look at it and look at it and look at it and look at the word annoyed for about an hour, you would become so frantic, you would become so agitated, because you would continue to trigger that negative, hostile, edgy, raw part of you that's, you know, that would then flare up. So you're surrounding yourself with an element that is reflecting back erroneous messages and negative messages. That's why your body is the way that it is. That's why the feeling the way that it is. And that's how you can see how negative and destructive it is. No matter how good looking this person is, rich, the cars, the trips, look at this, my Instagram, you know, all that fabrication, all that engineering, it is an illusion. It is zero, zilch, nada. Do not buy in, do not get sucked in. Do not surround yourself with people who think in a negative, degrading way about you, because it's going to eat at you, eat at your soul, eat at your cognitions, eat at your fight or flight, and keep you in that fight or flight, and you're not going to be able to have a vision for yourself moving forward, even it's on your own. There is nothing wrong with having an independent existence, a solitary existence, while you're separating and getting yourself. If you have to get, you know, support from your state, if you need to get support from your family, if you need to get a job, if you need to get an education, if you need to pack a suitcase, if you need to change the locks, I mean, you have your work cut out for you. You could probably write a list of 10 or 20 things you can positively do, and then surround yourself with the positive. And that's why I definitely recommend the vision board, and surrounding yourself with things that reflect back to you the positive, loving, gorgeous things that you admire. Beautiful art, beautiful people, beautiful food, calm sounds, calming, fabrics that are silk or, downy in nature, that are comforting. Getting a new bed set, getting a new pillow, getting new blanketing, getting new towels for your bathroom, getting a new, surrounding yourself with that positive, and getting rid of everything that narcissist has thought and reflected back to you. Get it out of your system, because it's only meant to conquer you, keep you down, keep you destroyed, so they can say, look how great I am. See, I told you so. It is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. I hope that these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support. Love you.